Welcome to the Great North Museum, Hancock. We are St. Cuthbert's Year 8.
Can you find the big blue and grey fish in the gallery? This period of time is the Carboniferous Seas. It is from 359 to 299 million years ago. Now look in the fish cases and read about the fish that lived in this time period.
Please now look at the large blue and grey fish with lots of teeth. This is called a Strepsodus. This fish can grow into a monster at up to 7 meters long. It is a predator and has large muscular fins to protect itself. It eats mainly meat. It can throw itself on land, so not even land animals were safe. You can now look to the right at other fossils or to the left at the tank.
The conditions in the Carboniferous Seas were very bright and colourful. In the seas, there was lots of plant life. Also at this time, Newcastle was on the equator, giving us tropical conditions.
If you are finished with Carboniferous Seas, move on to the next section. Look out for the tree trunk. This section is the Carboniferous Swamps. This era was 359 to 299 million years ago.
Conditions during this time were very humid, wet, swampy and with dense plant life. Newcastle, during this time, was located next to the equator. Some fossils of this era are in a glass case to your right. Above the introduction paragraph, you will see a model of a giant newt-like animal. This is called a Pholodurpeton. This is an amphibian which you would find in the swamps. It is very well adapted to its period. It had webbed feet for swimming, a very thin body for moving about in water, and a large tail so it could gain speed. It was also a cannibal and had a lot of resemblance to a crocodile, but is not related to them.
After looking at the Permian Seas, go to the screen by the jaws of a T-Rex. Find the Mesozoic Seas info board, which is near the nearest time pillar. The Mesozoic Seas were around 251 to 65 million years ago. The land had dinosaurs and the seas a large biodiversity, which means a range of life.
Over millions of years, Newcastle has moved from a tropical area to its current location. In the Mesozoic era, Newcastle was very near the equator, so it could maintain unique life conditions that enabled the weird and wonderful creatures such as the horseshoe crab.
It had a large shell covering its body to protect it from predators. Its environment consisted of deep, colourful sea and developing reptiles and amphibians. Another predator was the ichthyosaur. You can find it by looking for the large fossilised fish in the middle of the plinth labelled the ichthyosaur. It was adapted to its surroundings in many ways. It was streamlined for speed and to reduce energy loss, to make food last longer. It also had large bones above its eyes that suggested it hunted at night or in deep, dark water.
Now we move on to the Mesozoic land period.
This dates back to 251 to 65 million years ago.
This is at the same time as the Mesozoic Seas.
Please head towards the giant T-Rex skeleton.
At this time, Newcastle was situated around the equator.
It was very hot and humid.
Basically, Newcastle used to be a giant tropical forest.
Not much like today then.
If you look in front of you, you can see the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Its big head, giant teeth and powerful back legs helped it to be the top of the food chain.
But without its giant tail, the T-Rex would topple over as the tail balances out its weight.
Also, you can take a look at the snakes over to the right.
And also, to the left of that, there was a glass case filled with lots of fossilised leaves.
This proves that Newcastle was very tropical.
Animals over the years have changed and adapted as their surroundings have changed, which is why animals in Newcastle today are very different to the Mesozoic era.